What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Backwoods Escape. And I'm going to talk about how to repair your goose down jacket. Now, if you do already have a goose down jacket, you are aware and familiar with how expensive a quality goose down jacket is, but you also are aware that they can be very delicate and fragile, right? If you're wearing a goose down jacket and you're going through an area with a bunch of tree branches sticking out, chances are that it's going to get ripped. And now all of a sudden your jacket is damaged and you can potentially no longer use it. So this is a similar scenario to what happened to me. I wasn't going through, an area with, thorny bushes or tree branches or anything like that. I was actually in my tent, my teepee tent with the hot stove, which by the way, if you want to see my review on that hot stove and the TP tent, you can go ahead and check that out right here. But I was just laying down and I was reaching across while wearing my goose down jacket to put more wood into the stove. And my sleeve grazed the stove, like that corner of the stove. And also that corner at that point in time was super, super hot. And so it literally just melted off like this huge portion of my goose down jacket sleeve. And I was insanely bummed because it's a very high quality goose down jacket. I'll probably do a review of it at some point in the future. And I really did not want to go out and buy another one. I haven't even had it for that long. Again, very high quality. I already spent a lot of money, buy once, cry once kind of mentality. And so I'm like, okay, what the heck do I do? And you couldn't, sew something back together because again, the heat had literally just melted off a portion of the sleeve of the goose down jacket. So I did a little bit of research and I was able to find these adhesives right here, which are a game changer when it comes to repairing any kind of goose down, whatever, right? Whether it's a jacket, a sleeping bag, whatever it might be. These have been really awesome. I just got them off of Amazon. They're extremely affordable. I think it's like $12. I'll put the link for it down in the show notes, but these are really, really awesome. So, if you've ever tried to repair a goose down jacket or sleeping bag, whatever it might be, you maybe try to put some tape on there and this tape won't stick, right? That's the challenge. But with these ones, these do stick and they actually conform to the material of the jacket or the sleeping bag, whatever it is that you're trying to repair. And they have different shapes and designs, so you can even try to make it look a little bit cool on your end. So let me show you how I did this with my goose down jacket. So you can actually see right here in this shot that I had put some duct tape over where the jacket had melted essentially. Now, this was just a temporary solution. The duct tape was not sticking very well. I actually constantly had to reapply new layers because it would always fall off. This was just kind of to stop the bleeding, so to speak, make sure that there wasn't too much of an excessive amount of the goose down leaving the jacket. But once I'm done pulling it right here, you can see just how much material was coming out of it. And so before I patched this up, I actually also went out and bought some additional goose down. Now I got this really huge bag. There was only one size available. I did not need this much, but good to know that I'm gonna be able to have this available for me for, decades to come, probably whenever I need to repair any goose down jackets or sleeping bags. And so then I started stuffing the sleeve with some of this spare goose down because a bunch fell out while I was in the tent and stays transporting it and all kind of stuff. A bunch of the goose down had escaped. So obviously, I still wanted this to be a high performing jacket that would keep me warm. With less goose down, that wouldn't be a case. So I want to make sure that I was able to recoup as much as possible. So I just kept on stuffing in there until I felt pretty comfortable. It was a little bit challenging because again, part of the sleeve just melted away. So it was difficult to kind of keep this contained, but I got to a point where I was pretty happy. And so then I moved on to selecting my patch. So in this case, this was a very big hole in the jacket. So I found the biggest patch available, which is the bear, right? So that's the convenient thing. The small patches, they have big patches. And so I went with the bear in this case. And my initial hope was that I was able to use, oh, I was going to be able to use the bear to patch up the whole thing all together and then have a cool bear on my sleeve. And it's just almost like a decorative thing. But as I was positioning the bear, I could tell, okay, actually the bear is not big enough to cover this entire hole. So then I had to reposition it with the intention of like, okay, I'm gonna need some other patches in here to go along with it. So I put the bear patch down and then I went with was probably the second biggest type of patch on there. It's a little bit hard to tell because there are, different shapes and sizes, and, you don't know the square inches or square centimeters of each. You're just kind of eyeballing everything. But, I feel like the second biggest one that is available to you is the triangle. And so after the bear was safely put onto the jacket, I grabbed the triangle and I put that right above the bear, on the bear's back, essentially. And I put that in there, and this covered about 98% of the hole that was there. And again, the really convenient thing about this kit, this repair kit, is that there's all sorts of sizes that come with it. So now I needed some really, really small pieces just to make sure that all those kind of, small edges were fully covered as well. So I grabbed several of these and put them along the edge of the triangle. And then, what one thing that you want to do is that once you're finished putting down these patches, you want to make sure that you scrunch up the jacket as much as possible. That way, again, it conforms to the jacket, and then it'll just feel very natural, and there's not going to be any risk of it just randomly falling off at some point in the future. One thing that's also really cool about these patches is that they are machine washable. So I have not personally done that myself, but from what I've been seeing online, no one has really claimed that there's really any issues that, when they put these through the washer. So here is the finished product right here. And again, like it just conforms very nicely to the jacket as well. It really does not feel like these are going to be coming off anytime soon. They feel very integrated with the remainder of the sleeve. And so now I have an interesting story to tell everyone when they see my bear with a triangle on top of it. But really happy with this product, very affordable, and saved me literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So that is a win in my book. So hopefully you found this to be helpful. Don't worry if you find yourself in the same situation. You don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on a brand new jacket or sleeping bag. Go ahead and get these patches and they will get the job done for you. So that's all I got for you today. If you have any questions about this, just let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review or any other review I have on my channel, the best way you can support is by subscribing. Thank you so much for your support in advance, and I will see you next time.